So by the way, if you don't like skating, if you like roller skating more, if you like roller skates, if you have a racer scooter, if you like to ride bikes, all this is stuff for you. Okay? So we're gonna be doing some more drilling today so that you can excel at this thing. Alright? The last iteration of movement sessions were like more discussion based and stuff. Like just more like easy. So let's get started, okay? So how do you feel when you're holding a skateboard? Do you feel like, or when you're about to go put your roller skates on, if you feel like stressed out and shit, if you feel like you're having a hard time with your body, that's not what you want. Like it should be equally easy for me to walk out with an intention to skateboard or roller skate than it is to like anything else. Like if I feel crazy holding this thing, I'm not gonna be safe on my board. I'm not gonna be having a fun time. I'm gonna be comparing myself to other people, and we don't want that. Okay? So when you get on a skateboard or when you're on roller skates, what's the hardest part about it is just staying on your feet. It's not falling. It's not eating shit. Right? And so then the question is like, what do you need physically to stay on the board and to go fast, zoom so fast? It's this part right here. You know what this is? You know what it's called? It's called a hamstring, an iliotibial band or something like that. I forgot. I looked it up the other day. This part right here is called a hamstring. That shit is so sensitive, dude. But if you have good hamstrings, like, you're gonna be in such a good mood. That's why I gave you so many butt kicks. Because if you have good hamstrings and you're on the couch and you've been watching TV all day and you've been having Cheetos and a bunch of like Coke, or if you're drunk and if you need to go to the bathroom, you just go, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You just go to the bathroom. If you feel like you've been inside all day and you're like, I should go help see some nature. You have good hamstrings, you go, I'm gonna see some nature. You just go. So a hamstring band is what does this. Look, watch. 3, 2, 1, go. You get up and you go. Right? There is no room for hesitation because it's supposed to store, a hamstring is supposed to store like excitement and shit. You know, like it's supposed to give you a good time. Okay? So another thing that you need to stay on your board, or to maintain balance and maintain flexibility and stability and strength and all that good shit, is your ankles. Right? So you have this thing right here. I have socks on, but behind, like here, that's and that's the pressure point. Just do the work on it. That's an Achilles tendon is the tendon in your body that it's so small and it holds so much tension. It's like a barrel about to burst. If you have a barrel, if you've seen private movies, you see that's in the Shrek with the beer when they break the beer barrel and it explodes. That's like your Achilles tendon, right? It's like a board, right? It's extremely strong, right? And it holds a lot of tension. But what does that mean, right? It means that if that shit goes out, it's so painful, dude. Like people have Achilles tendon injuries in the skateboarding world. That's like so bad, dude. It's just really bad. It's so bad, and it's like, and we can work on it, but you have to do the work, and you have to commit, and you have to do your movement practice every day, and you have to accept that sometimes you're a little dangerous with this baby. You know, you're not always like being a good person on it, right? You're not always taking care of yourself. So what do we do? What drills have I given you? And we're doing a little more discussion because we did a little bit of practice last time, and I intend on like every fourth or so session to be like more discussion based. So sometimes the fourth and the fifth will be like a mixture of both, right? So let's continue. So what mobility drills have I given you? And think of your hamstrings and your Achilles when I do this. When you do this with me, right? This is a mobility drill, right? I ask you to touch your knees to the ground too. Come back up, right? And it's not. I will not even call this a squat anymore. Like I call this a mobility drill, not a squat, because so many people don't have this range. Or they think they have they think they have this range. They talk like they have this range, but they're like holding all this tension the whole time, and they're like about to fall over with their shoulders and shit. So you should be able to just sit like this for a long time. You should be able to touch your knees to the ground. Bring them back up. Okay? Doesn't matter how tight your pants are either. Like, that shouldn't matter. That's nothing to do with it. Okay? Alright. So, what else have we done? We've done butt kicks. Butt kicks. Bow. 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 Okay, so do 10 of those on each side again from the beginning. And do the little squat 10 times. Right? What happens if you fall off your board? These are questions that we have, right? If you fall off your board, what happens, sweetie? When you fall off your board, you don't really have when you were going, you had forward momentum, right? And when something happened in the ground, something got in your way, whatever, that momentum changed direction. But it only changed direction in your board, right? You kept going. That's how a person falls, right? That's how car accidents happen. Like if you go flying out your front windshield, it's because the car stopped, but you did not stop, right? That did not happen. It didn't happen. You did not see that happen. Nothing stopped you. The car wasn't strong enough to stop you. You weren't wearing your seatbelt, right? So when you fall, it's about your elbows now, right? When you fall, and I'm gonna give you something, a movement to explain. So that's my T-shirt. It's very sweaty, okay? So you can grab a rag, a pillow, anything. A pillow is like more like a squeezing. It's more twisting, but it works, right? So if I'm doing this, and observe my arm, your arms too. So with my right going forward, with my left one going back, and if I switch directions, what happens? So this is called. So people have these problems, right? This is called tennis elbow, and this is called golfer's elbow when that hurts. Okay, it's very very painful stuff. It's not a joke. Like that it hurts a lot. Like for a long time, and people don't know what to do about it. People go to all these offices all over the world. They do research for hours on the Instagram or whatever, and they don't have a solution. I have some solutions that help me with my elbow pain, but we're talking about skateboard. So when you're on a skateboard and you're starting to fall, it happens because you're not in control of your skateboard, right? You're not really you're not directing intention. Really, you're kind of just trying to stay on it the whole time, and the energy from your hamstrings and your Achilles tendon isn't really transferring to your upper body. That's why we do core training. Okay, that's why we get low with our abs. We get low, right? So that when I push, or when I go on my roller skates or whatever it might be, when I'm on a bike and I'm trying to direct myself, the energy from my lower body is directly transferring to my upper body, right? I'm connected here. I'm not just. So I'm strong up here too. If I have a grip strength, I'm aware of my surroundings here. I'm going somewhere, but I know where I'm going, right? And if I have control over my upper body, if my elbows are connected, I can I can twist and I can turn, right? It's about it. So if you want me to do more demonstration, like the Tai Chi is like the elbow Tai Chi is like this part, like this, like with your oblique muscles. This part, like you can direct yourself inwardly, and that's about being able to turn, but right away though, like avoid harm, avoid damage, protect yourself, right? And this is exactly what you want to do when you're falling over, right? You want to twist and you want to protect yourself. You want to do it to get back up, right? So that's the discussion today. A little more of that. So let's try our last little thingy that we were doing last time, okay? The little kick foot. Yeah? Because we want to do more than just be on it. It's really good for your ankles. It's really good for your legs, okay? Right? And then kick the wheel. If it ends up on your foot like that, try to get it. If it ends up like that, just kick it. Okay? And see how I'm holding myself here. So when I'm holding myself here, I have like a narrow sort of, I'm able to like move around, navigate narrowly. And turning is a little easier. Good for my shoulders. So if I do this, right, I have a little more power in my ankles. It's like having wings, right? So I have the upper body, make sure the lower body vice versa. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do something. So I invite you to. I already have your shoes off. Just call this my foot. This is my foot. Okay, my hand. You interlace your fingers and your toes, and you squeeze 5 times. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with your hand. Then with your foot, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with your foot, and then you go do the other side. Okay, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be what I'm gonna show. That's gonna be today. Okay. Like I said, every fourth and fifth, depending on what's happening, it's gonna be like discussion and demonstration. I'm gonna talk a lot to you about what's happening. I was hoping I don't want to put you through a lot of drilling, and you do not benefit from me riding my board in front of you like over and over again. You know, like that's not helpful to you. So I invite you at this point to go back to these last 3 sessions and do those again. Do those again, and then get back on your board. Okay, get back, put your skates back on. All right, whatever it might be. If you like to ride a bike, racing scooter, anything, just put them on and you go out there. And I invite you to think about your elbows and do the shirt thing again. Okay, because that's really important stuff when you're on wheels and you don't really have control as much. I mean, you should have control, but you have to give yourself that control, right? You have to like adjust for that, right? So you fold your lower shirt up as much as you can, and you twist forward, back. So forward 5 times. So forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back. Just 5 times each today. Go back to the last sessions, and if I have that for you last time, you do it last time the same way as last time. So that's it. And think about your elbows, right? Because when I'm doing the little kick flippy thingy, and you can try this one too. Like put your arms out though, and try to find your foot flat on the ground. Try to feel all 5 toes and your heel, and like lift up your leg as high as possible. And then try to imagine what it would be like. Number 1, if you were on a skateboard, but more importantly, if your arms were lowered, right? Okay. Other side. So 10 times each side. Okay. Right. So shake it out. Shake out your wrists. Okay. So it's about sort of like a controlled stance. It's about having impulse control and intuition when you're on your board, and like awareness and so this part's about your elbows a lot too. Like, this is called your obliques. Okay, so I'm hitting myself. If it tickles, that's good too. Right. So that's your self-protection vibe. You should have what you need to be able to like protect yourself, and have control with your wheels. Okay. So everything you need to support me is down below in the description. Donation, social media. If you're a Libra, that clock emoji, that's your emoji. Okay. That's it.